Okay, well, we can get started. Thank you very much. I want to thank the men and women who live and work here at the Manteno Veterans Home for hosting us and for being here with us today, for welcoming us into your space and for sharing your experiences with the members of my administration and the public officials who are here with us today, and of course with me. I want to thank the public officials who joined us today and make sure we recognize them. Secretary of State Jesse White, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Senator L.G. Sims, Representative Nick Smith, and David Harris, who is my choice to lead the state's Department of Revenue, but is also the former Adjutant General of our National Guard. We're privileged to be here with men and women who have served our country, veterans who put themselves in harm's way to keep us safe. They deserve every opportunity when they come home to have productive lives and to get the best care that they need as they get older. Simply put, we have a moral obligation to do right by our veterans. I came to Manteno today because I wanted to hear from the people on the ground about the case of Legionnaires that was found here shortly before I took office, and to make sure that we're keeping the veterans here safe. While I don't jump ahead of the Veterans Affairs and public health officials who are working on the front lines, I will say that ensuring the health, safety, and security of residents and workers at Illinois' veterans' homes is a top priority for me. Today, I will sign an executive order to strengthen our commitment to Illinois' veterans and their families. It calls for a complete audit of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs health, safety, and security processes and procedures. Within 90 days, I will have a report containing a comprehensive review of weaknesses, strengths, and opportunities for improvement at all of our Illinois veterans' homes. That includes looking at how the IDVA identifies and handles health and safety issues, the communication between state and federal agencies, communication with residents and family members and the public, and how IDVA executes facility maintenance schedules that protect the health and safety of residents and workers. It's unacceptable if those who risk their lives protecting ours are subjected to an unsafe living environment. What won't be tolerated under my administration is the kind of gross mismanagement of the past that cost some veterans their lives. We must turn the page and get back to the basics of effective governing. The state of Illinois must provide a safe, healthy environment where veterans and their spouses can live out their remaining years with dignity. The state must communicate in a timely manner with family members, workers, residents, and other stakeholders on the safety and security of veterans that are in the state's care. And the state must be accountable to the people and to deliver quality care for our nation's heroes. They served us, and now it's our turn to serve them. I thank you very much, and I'm going to sign the executive order now, surrounded by these tremendous public officials. So give me one moment here. I'm going to have you sign it later. Because it has to be filed with the Secretary of State. So. Secretary of State. Thank you, Senator, Representative. Thank you. Thank you all very much for joining us today.
We'll take a couple questions from the press.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I have a question. You've obviously agreed to pay increases for state employees, but we haven't heard the plan of how to pay for it. As you probably know, the state's not doing well financially.
Well, we'll be looking at, going forward, how to look at the back pay that's owed. As you know, the thing that we've done here is we're living up to the court orders. That wasn't being done by prior administration, and that's our job. Our job is to follow the law, and that's really what we're doing. We're gonna have to work it out, and obviously we've got fiscal challenges in the state. We're gonna be looking at our budget and making announcements about our budget plan, as well as entering negotiations with AFSCME, another thing that wasn't done under the prior administration, but that I intend to do immediately.
Governor, are you looking currently into the pension liabilities that we have? We haven't heard a lot about that, but it's there.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I talked throughout the campaign about the fact that we have to address our pensions first with the principle that everybody that is owed a pension should get the pension that they're owed. Second, that we need to make sure and figure out how we can pay those pensions, looking at the plans that have been put forward by organizations that have looked hard at this issue. One of those plans that I've looked at and think would work is raising up the payments that we put into the system now higher than the required payments, and then flattening out those payments going forward, which you could do. Why is that important? Because you can grow your way as a state, as an economy, out of the problem if you can flatten out the payments going forward. So that is one plan that I think would be efficacious. But it is something that we're going to have to sit down and work out with the legislators themselves and figure out what really will help us pay the pensions. That's the big challenge, right? It's making sure that our pension system is sound while we grow the economy and make sure that we're paying the bills of the state. And that's why I said during my inaugural address that we will balance the budget for the first time, I think, in a long time this year.
Thanks, everyone.
Are you currently working with Treasurer Frericks and Ms. Mendoza to come up with a plan?
Well, we're talking to the experts in the field, as well as, of course, over time, I've spoken with both Treasurer Frericks and Comptroller Mendoza, but there are a lot of experts in the field, and you saw that I brought into my administration, for example, the former Comptroller, Dan Hines, who is a budget expert. We have a new budget director, Alexis Sturm, who's terrific, and then, of course, with the help of former Representative David Harris, our Department of Revenue designee, and others that we brought in, we're going to have some of the best minds at work trying to figure out how we best can move forward to pay people what they're owed. If you work for state government, you know, you deserve to get what has been promised to you. And that means nurses and teachers and everyone who's really put their lives into and their effort into helping deliver state services.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Can I borrow some money? Some call treasure.